All right, so now let's proceed to build out the component. So I'll bring this down a bit, then I'll come here. This is okay, yeah, so this is it, edit products. Now there are many things we did when we added the product to the database that we're going to kind of repeat when we edit a product. So I'll just preempt myself and just open the add product component. Aha. Then I'll just maybe scroll to the top here so that if there's anything we need to grab, we'll just maybe quickly grab it, and permits me to expand the Visual Studio Code a bit more so that we can have, I think it's okay like this. All right, so when we want to edit product, remember I said that we're going to need the params, and it's just like what we did when we were getting the product details. When the first thing we did was we were able to get the params as an ID. So we're going to do exactly the same because we're going to need the ID of the products we want to edit. Yes, so let me even just grab this guy here, and then I'll head over to my edit products, and that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to bring in the params, and then let's auto import it. Aha, so we import that from React Router DOM. So now next thing we need to do is that we need to have the tools or the React items that we need to dispatch a function or an action from Redux, and then also to navigate. So let's come to our add product and just bring those in. So you see dispatch and navigate, I'll just grab this, and then I'll come here and slot them in like so. Aha. Now don't forget that we need to auto import it as well, because use dispatch needs to be imported from React Redux. Use navigate needs to be imported from React Router DOM. So you see, we're gradually bringing in everything we need for the edit products functionality to work. Next, I'm going to bring in the is loading function. Okay, so and that's going to come from our product slice. So let me just go back to the product slice and make sure that I exported this loading. So I'll come down here. Aha, so you see I exported it, so I'll bring it in, and let me just check, did I bring it in here in the add product? Okay, so I did. It's loading, and then use selector, select is loading. So I can just grab this guy as well. I'll copy that, and then I'll just slot that in just below this guy. Good. Now of course we need to auto import the various items here. So use selector is going to be auto imported, then select is loading. Let's also auto import it from Redux. Aha, so you see gradually we're making progress. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll create I'll create a variable. So here let me just say const, and I'll call this product edit. And you know what this variable is going to hold? It's going to hold the data for this current product, but it's going to select it from Redux. So if you go to product slides, you remember that one of the states we saved is the product. All right, and this product is just going to temporarily hold the data for a single product. So that's what I'm going to bring in here, and just let me just make sure that I actually exported product. I think I did, but just to be sure so that I don't get any funny error later. So select is loading. Total store, I didn't export product, so please let me just quickly export products here. So I'll just do it after this is loading, and here I'll say const select product singular, select product. So that's one. Then it's also going to point to state.product.product. Okay, so now we can be able to use this product anywhere in our what's it called, application. So I'll just save this guy, and then I'll come here, and technically here I'll just say use selector. Aha, then I will select product. So select product, and then I need to import that also from Redux slice. So this is it here, and I'll just import it like that. Great. So remember, this select product is just going to hold the information about this particular product we are editing. So now that you've selected the product, what we need to do is whenever this page loads, we want to make sure that we get that particular product from our back end. So if you come to this product details, how do we do that to get a specific product from the back end? Well, we had a use effect. So we had a use effect that dispatch this get product. That's basically what we did here. So I'll just come here to my edit product, and then I'll just have a use effect, and let's open that up. I'll just give it my dependency empty first, and then what I want to do is I want to just dispatch, and then I'll open this up, and I want to dispatch the function to get product singular, and that's also coming from features product slice. Yeah, that's correct. So get product, and then we're just going to pass the ID. So even if the user refreshes this page, so here I'll just put my dispatch, and then I'll also put the ID in case the ID changes. So even if the user refreshes this page, this function to, or this action to get that specific product, this product with this ID, is going to be called again, and then it will be saved inside this product edit. So this product edit simply holds the product we want to edit. That's all. Okay, so now come down here, and then we're just going to create the various states that will hold the product. So here I'll come to this add product, and let's just grab some of them. So in the add products, we had this product, and then we had product image, and then we had image preview as well as description. So these are the items that we need to save to our database. So to save time, I'll just grab everything here. I'll copy that, and then I'll just come to my edit product, and then I'll slot that here. Okay, now let's first of all bring in use states. So bring in use state from React. Now this product is not going to point to an initial state, because if you look at the add products, you know that the initial state we created was just an empty state. What is going to point to is this product edit, which is the data about the product that is already saved in Redux. So I'll change this initial state here to product edit. Product edit. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to do. Now we're just going to leave all of this as is. Then I'll now have another use effects that will set this product image preview and description, because remember, this description, image preview, and product image, we separated them from the entire product. So we need to handle how we save them. So while we're here, I think it's time for us to bring in our function that handles image change and handles input change. So that's also in our add products function components here. So I'll just come down to this guy, and remember we have this function to handle input change as well as to handle image change. So what I'll just do is I'll just copy both functions. I'll copy them, and then I'll come back to my edit product, and then I can just slot them maybe at the bottom here of my use effect. I'll come there and slot them there. So those are the two functions. So technically we are just, a lot of what we are doing here in this edit product is very similar. It's not the same, but it's similar to what we did when we want to add a product from scratch. Okay, so let's continue on what we're doing. So now I said we're going to create another use effects that will handle the description, image preview, and product image. So let's come down here, and then I'll just say use effect, and then I'll just open this up like so, and then let's add our dependency array. So how am I going to start? So first the first thing I'll do is I'm going to call the set product function. So you see this set product, I'll come here and say set product, and I'll set the product to my product edit. Now there are many reasons why we are doing this. One of the reasons why we are setting these products to our product edit, which is the product saved in our Redux state, is that the user may refresh the page. If the user refreshes the page, you want to make sure that you first of all get the data about that product again from your database, which is what we did here. Get products by that ID. Then that will be saved in this product edit. Then next, you now want to set this product to product edit. So there are many considerations you need to have when you are building your application, and one of them is when the user refreshes the page. So that's first. Now I'll come down, and the next thing we'll do is we're going to set the image preview. So here I'll say set image preview, and this set image preview, technically what this is, let me just come back here. When you click on this option to edit a product, if the product already has an image just like this one, we want to be able to preview that image. So you see this image here is actually coming from the database, the image that is stored in our database. So we want to be able to preview that image. That's what this our set image preview here, that's what we want to handle. So you know what I'm going to do, I'll just open this, bring this down, and then I'll say, look, first of all, check whether the product edit exists. So I'll say if product edit exists, and check whether the product edit, which is the data about this product we want to edit, check if it has an image. So I'll say product edit dot image, because remember, we didn't make it compulsory for a user to save an image when they create a product. So here I'll say if these two conditions are met, then I want to do something. So here I'll just use my backticks to specify what I want to do. Then let me just come out here, I'll say else set image preview to null. Okay, so now if the product edit and the product edit.image is in place, what do I want to do? So that's what is now going to enter here. So technically I just want to have a URL. So how do I get out the URL? Remember, the URL is saved in the image.file path. So I'll just bring in my string interpolation syntax here, and I'll say product edit, and then I'm interested in the dot image and then dot file path. All right, so that's it. So now the next thing we need to do is to set the description. Okay, so I'll just come down here, and that's because you see we are setting the image preview and the description separately because we actually created separate variables for them. So this is image preview, this second one, and then this is description. So here I'll come here and say set description. Open that up, and it's going to be very similar to what we have here. So let me just grab this line of code and we'll just modify it. So I'll come here, paste that in here. I'll say if product edit has been gotten, then if product edit dot description, so make sure that you check whether there's a description. Then we're going to set the description to, now we don't need any backticks here, so we don't need these backticks. I'll just say product edit dot description. Then let's get rid of the URL, the curly braces here as well. Else I'll set it to an empty string. So empty string, not null. All right, so this is what we'll do to set the image preview and to set the description as well. Now, of course, this place here we need to add our dependency, and the dependency we add in here is the product edit. So anytime the product edit changes, all of this will be reset. Okay, right, so we've done quite a lot of setup here, and I just hope that it's not confusing because we already have experience adding a product. It's just that it's a little bit different here, but don't worry, we'll test everything. Now the last thing we need to do is to save the product, because now if you check very well, you see that we've been able to get the details about the product and we saved it in product edit. we've been able to get the image preview if it exists. We've been able to get the description of that product, which is all the information about the product. Now let us see how we can save that product. So to save time, I'll just go to my add products functionality, and then let's copy the whole function to save the product. Here I'll come here and I'll just, oh, it's quite longer than I thought, so I'll just grab these guys here, save product function, and copy that, and then I'll just head back to my edit products, and it's going to be the last thing here before the return statement. So before this return statement, let's just come down here and save it. Good. Now let's scroll up and let's make changes. So when we try to save a product, what do we want to do first? Well, same thing we do every Friday. We prevent the default behavior of the form, which is reloading the page. Then we create this new form data, right, which is going to be what holds all the information about our form. Then we now append the various properties about that product. So the first thing is the name. Now this name, what we want to do is, we don't want to, we don't have all this name, category, price, and all of that. What we are pointing to now is going to be different. It's going to be, come here, let me scroll up. So we are going to point to this product dot name, which is going to eventually come from this product edit. So I'll come down here. So as for this name here, I'll say point to product dot name, and you see the error will immediately disappear because this product variable exists here. But what if there's an event where for some reason there's nothing in the product dot name? I'll add a comma here. This is our optional chaining, so I'll say check first in the product object whether there's a name property, and if there's a name property, append it. All right, the SKU, we're not going to generate an SKU because we don't want that to change. The SKU of a product is once and for all saved. You can't change it, so I'll just remove this SKU. I wanted to comment it out, but let me just remove it altogether. So for the category, well, same thing we do every Friday. We'll just say product dot category, and then let me just do my optional chaining. Then what else do we have here? The quantity. I'm not quite sure this number that I did here. I'm not quite sure I showed you when I did it in the video, but okay, let me just get rid of this one so that it's going to be very similar to what you have. So technically it will be product dot quantity, and then I can even use my optional chain in here. Okay, so this is what you should probably have. As for the price, well, let's do the same thing. And I know I'm quite slow with this thing, but I don't want any student to misunderstand it. So this is going to be product.price, and then I'll optionally change that. Then the description, because we have a description state here, we're just going to point straight to the description state. That's what I'll just do. So here, description is going to be set to description as well. Then the last one, which is product image, right? We're going to make, because the user may not add a product image, so we need to actually check if the user added a product image before we append it to the form. So here I'll say if there is a new product image that the user is trying to update, so maybe the user wants to change the image now, so I'm saying that if the user has added a new product image, then I will now append it. So you see what I'm trying to do here? Now that's what we need to do. So now we can now come down, and I don't know if there's any need to log the form data, but we can just leave that there. It doesn't change anything. But we now want to dispatch the function to update the product, and we're going to change this here to update product. This now needs to be imported from Redux. So you see, update products, so I'll just click on it to import it. Now remember, this update products function is supposed to receive two information. The first is the ID, and the second is the form data. So if you come to our Redux slides and you see where we created the async thunk function, to update the product, you remember that we said that it will receive an ID and form data, and this is inside an object. So here in my edit product, I'm just going to wrap this form data around an object. Then I'll now pass the ID and the form data. Okay. Then when I update the product, of course I want to navigate to the dashboard. So that I get a new version of what is in the database, I'll also dispatch the function to get all products. So here I'll just say await, and then I'll say dispatch, and what's the name of that function? Get products, plural. So you can just import it as well from Redux and then just call it like that. So first off, make sure you update the products. After you've updated the product, then refresh what we have on the products page. So get all the products again from the database before you then navigate to the dashboard. So that's what we just did here. Now there's one more piece of one more function we need to do, or one more thing we need to do here. If you look at the products, we need to add the product form. So inside here we have the product form. So you know what I got to do? I'll just copy everything you have here in our return statement, because it's actually the same. So I'll just copy everything like this, copy, and then I'll just head over here to the edit product, and then I'll just paste it in. So I would come to the return statement, and I think let me open my parentheses first, and then I'll just paste it in. Great. So now immediately you see that we have some issues here. So let's just change some things. So first off, if it's loading, then we want to show the loading spinner, or the loader, full screen loader, by the way. So I'll import it, and it's coming from, yeah, so that's it. Then this is not going to be add new product, this is going to be edit product. Okay. Then the product form, we also need to import it. So import this component, and that's it. Aha. So now let's take a look at the props that we have here. We want to send the product, which is one of the states we created here. We want to send the product image, the image preview, the description, the set description. We want to send the handle input change, the handle image change, and the function to save the products. So technically we're sending everything, and remember we've created everything afresh here on this page. So now I can go ahead and save this guy, and then fingers crossed we can now test this our setup. All right, if there's any issues, don't worry, we'll debug it together. So I'll come here, and then I'll just come to the project I'm currently building. So this is the edit product page, and there's nothing in it because what we did was edit products /123, which doesn't exist. So I'll come here to my dashboard, and then I'll just attempt to edit this P1. So I'll just say edit. Oh, okay, sorry about that. This edit icon here, we need to have a link around it. So I almost forgot, and that's located in our product list component. So let's head over to our product list component, which is right here. Aha. And just like we did here where we said product details blah blah blah, we'll just come down to the edit component and do the same thing. So you know what, let me just copy this guy here. I'll just copy it, and then you see this edit, I'll slot that in, and then we'll just make some changes. Let me copy the closing tag as well, and then I'll just wrap it around this edit icon. So before the closing span, wrap it there. Okay, so now what's the URL want to go to, want to link to? Well, it's edit products. So here I'll change this to edit-products, then / the ID of the product. So that's the last piece of thing we need to do to be able to edit that product. So I'll go ahead and save, and then we can just come here and try it out. So I'll wait for it to compile. Aha, so it has compiled, and then let's click on the first one. So if I click on this edit, watch what happens. Aha, so you see it has immediately gotten the information about that product and populated it inside of the form. So you see we have an image, we have the P1, the electronics, everything is here. So let's just I'll change everything so that we'll make sure that everything is working. So I'll just add updated, and electronics, maybe I'll change this to phone. Then let me just change it to, let me just add updated to everything. So here I'll just say updated. Then here let's just make it 3 digits. Here we'll just make it 55. Then this is a good product, and then let's just come down and say updated as well. Then also I want to change the image, so I want to change everything just to make sure that everything works. So I'll come here and click on this, choose file. So I'll just go to my downloads folder and just pick any file there. So let's just pick, wait, let's see which one do we have. Okay, so I'll just pick this, my electronics Bluetooth whatever. Then I would come and fingers crossed, let's save changes. So I'll save changes, and then it's loading. So you see product updated successfully. And if you look at this now, you see you now have P1 edited, electronics updated. It has also updated the total store value. The categories has been changed to 3. So everything has been updated here. Now let's view this product. So I'll click on this eye icon to view the product, just to be sure. So you see the data about the product has also changed. Updated, electronics updated, everything changed just as we did. So that's about it for how we can update a product in the front end. All right, thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next video.